Hey, it's Derick Gant. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday Night Live at 7, where we look to come to you to help each other figure things out. Figure out how this week coming up can be the week that changes everything. I am going to be talking today about, why not me? We're on Wednesday. I was going to talk about um, how you are missing out a great opportunity to really change the trajectory of your financial life by not taking advantage of the opportunities that we get once or twice a year. Maybe sometimes a few people more. But today, we're going to talk about that on Wednesday, 7 p.m. But tonight, we're going to talk about something that I know hits me often, and it has hit me often. Hi, Tara. How are you? And it's like, why not me? So the other day, thank you. The other day, I was with my son's godparents. They're really good friends of mine, and they've been in my life a long time, and they've suffered some tremendous losses in their life. Good evening, Danetta. And you know, I'm sure, Mr. Muhammad, how are you? Um, I'm sure that throughout the 20 years of some things that happened to them, they lost both of their sons, which is actually unimaginable. But we were talking, and what came up, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great. Did you see this picture I got? So I put it up here because, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit in a second. But it was a great weekend. I'm doing wonderful. I got a new hoodie from my boy Micah Lee, Revelair. It's inherit your best life. So I love talking about living your best life. So um, I think I picked the right color. I don't know. This is a new color for me, but it kind of goes with my skin tone, I think. If it doesn't, you guys just tell me don't wear it again, and I'll be good. So, but let's get into this. We were talking about, does God have favorites? Why do some people who are really good people seem to not be able to get some of the things that people who aren't good people get? And why do some things seem so much easier for some folks and so much more difficult for others? And it's not that I can come to you and say, look, got the answer. Got the answer. Thank you, Tara. Looks nice. It's brand new. I just got it today. Um, and so it's, I was put this picture up for a reason. First of all, I just got it from celebrating a reunion with a bunch of guys that we were state championships in basketball, and they had pictures of things of our years playing sports that I had never seen. I had seen this picture, but I didn't have a copy of it, and so they provided it. And so obviously you can see I went and blew it up, made a poster out of it. And the reason why I did that was because, when I was 17, I was 17 in this picture. Um, it was a very intense game, a very intense moment. Um, at this age, my dad had told me that if I don't get a scholarship to college, that I was going to have to work hard. I was going to play sports anymore. I was going to have to go to college. I was going to have to pay for myself. And working and going to school seemed to be so much of an adult thing to do. And as a kid, you didn't know. So I focused all of my energy on accomplishing this goal of getting a scholarship. I didn't go to any dances. I did not go to one dance, not one prom. I didn't go to the high school parties. I studied, I went to practice, and I played in games. That's what I did. And because I wasn't like this amazingly smart kid, I had to study hard to make sure I got through a great college prep school. And so part of this conversation is, what are we doing and what are we looking for? Like, I was looking, obviously, to get a scholarship at first. And then, I didn't play basketball, I played football. And I was really good in football and had the perfect physique for football, not too tall, not too small, not too big, not too light. And so I had all the makings of this amazing football player. But my college career, I kept getting hurt. And I remember laying in the bed crying. I was crying my eyes out because in college, I had all these guys that I knew. And some of them were really bad dudes. I mean, they were sleeping with a different chick every night. They were drinking, they were smoking, everything that they weren't supposed to be doing, they were doing, which is college. No big deal. I just happened to come from a church family and a private Catholic high school. So I wasn't ready for all of that. So I was still doing all the things that I knew that the coach was asking me and the professors were asking me and what I thought God was asking me and what my parents expected of me. And I'm doing all of these things, but I get hurt and they don't. And you're like, well, I know I'm equally, if not a better athlete. I know that I'm a great guy, and I just can't wrap my head around why I'm not able to have the kind of success that I know I can have, that I know I'm capable of. And so, started like at that moment, I'm 18, 19 years old, and I'm wondering, you know, does God have favorites? You see criminals get away with things. You see people that are doing bad things, winning, liars are progressing, and the people that tell the truth, that help other people, that walk the right walk, seem to be suffering. And you're like, I just don't understand it, right? I just don't get it. It's not coming to me. And so it's something. I don't know if you've ever wondered that. I need to know I'm not alone. How many of you have ever wondered, why not me? Like, I'm doing the right things. Why aren't I getting these amazing results? Now, some people don't want amazing results. Some people just want to kind of scoop by. I'm cool with those people. I'm talking to Tara raised her hand. I'm raising my hand, Tara. Even now, it's like, okay, I got 35 years in the investment game, and I know people that don't treat people the right way. They don't offer the right advice because it's self-serving advice. And I'm like, I'm offering the right advice. I'm giving people, what they need. If it's not me, I send them somewhere else where they can still get the answers that they need. I should be on an island in Hawaii, given the expertise that I have, the ability to communicate that I have, all these things that we stack up in our mind and that we imagine competing with someone else as to why we should be where we are or why we're not where we think we should be. And so, yes, Tara says yes. Tara's the only one. Me and Tara's just you and I. But that's okay. I'm talking to us. And so, so once you look at it, and you look at things like, I used to look at things like, how is it possible that Tiger Woods is that much better than everyone else? How is it that Michael Jordan looks like he's playing with kids during an NBA pro basketball game? How come LeBron is so much more talented? How come Beyonce and her husband is so much more talented, or not necessarily so much more talented, but having amazing results? Why are they? Does God have favorites? That's the question that you're asking yourself. If I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to do, why aren't I seeing more? And so I can promise you, from what I've already said, that hey, Coach Dawn, hey, who's my LinkedIn user? Just put your hand up. Just type your name in, because it just says LinkedIn user. So I want to know who you are. And so, if you're anything like what I'm talking about, that you're at your job, you putting in the work, and you're getting passed over. You're on a diet, your girlfriend's on a diet, and another girlfriend's on a diet, and one of y'all is killing the game on the same diet, but it doesn't seem to be working for you. So you're putting in, you're eating the right things, you're going to work out, so why aren't it happening for you? And I see Danetta says, well, hi, Yolanda. Danetta says, well, they found their niche. And I don't disagree with that. But there's lots of basketball players, hi, Crystal, that found their niche. There's lots of people that are working to do something, even if it's not in a professional way. There's lots of times that somebody might be even better than someone else, and they don't get recognized. And so what I want to say is that I do believe God has favorites. I believe that we are all equipped with different tools and gifts, and the chore, and they are extraordinary, Danetta. The chore is to weave in between all of those threads to find out which thread that Danetta said extraordinary, which thread you happen to be extraordinary in. And I think that we give up before we find the core thread that's meant just for us, that's our position of greatness. And when you're looking at what you're doing, you have to ask yourself. So I'm going to talk to young people, middle-aged people, and older people. And we're going to start with the older people because I'm older. So when I look at myself, and I go, okay, I've concluded that playing in an NFL wasn't my calling, okay? And even if it was my calling, the average NFL player plays for 3 to 5 years. So it was still not my life's calling. If you look at us older folks, even in college, how much did I really bust my tail to get back as healthy as I should have if I really wanted to play? And I didn't even try to play in the NFL because the scouts came to my school and they timed me. They talked to the coaches and they talked to me and they did all the physical tests. They go, man, this kid's amazing. And the scout looked me in the eye and he says, hey, man, I'm just going to tell you the truth. We will go to a school like Michigan. I went to Bowling Green. We'll go to a school like Michigan and we'll get a second team guy or a third team guy with the same physical stature, same potential, who's never played, but he's never been hurt, and we'll take our chance on him because you've been hurt. You tore your knee, you broke your leg, you ripped your hamstring apart. So we'll take a chance on that. After I heard that, I started going to class and sitting in the front row. I always went to class, but I started sitting in the very front row, right? I stopped getting C's and B's and started getting A's and B's because I had to switch what my importance was. And so I'm saying to you, when I look at my life, when I look at being a financial consultant, I can easily say, well, you know, the way the system works, blacks don't get the same opportunity. I live in a predominantly white society and they don't give you an opportunity. So I can start making all these excuses. But I'm going to tell you right now, even at my age, the first thing I need to do is look inwardly and say, did you do everything you could have done, should have done, and were able to do? Did you max out your effort to get what you're saying you think you deserved, and should have? And man, when you look the man in the mirror, you go, ooh, man, there's some things I could have done differently. There's better choices I could have made. There's other things I could have learned. There's skills I could have improved on. You know, so you got to take radical ownership. So for us older people, my message for you is this. You have to find your thread. You have to turn the TV off. You have to start reading some books. You have to start being honest about your strengths and your weaknesses. You have to take a look at the things you're doing and the things you should be doing and the things you absolutely don't want to do. And I will promise you, the people that do the things they absolutely do not want to do are the people who get what they're going for. It's that thing you don't want to do that you got to do. I'm just telling you, the thing you don't want to do is the thing most likely that you need to do. So you need to face the facts that you haven't done everything that you're supposed to have done. You didn't make the right decisions or choices. You didn't listen to that still small voice inside and say, what is it that I need to do to get where I say I want to go and to be who I believe I was born to be? This dude right here in this picture, this dude stole a ball and dunked it so hard, you can see the grimace on my face. You can see the grimace on the other dude's face. I mean, I wanted to put him and the ball through the rim because I was so focused and so driven on getting what my dad told me I had to get in order just to make it, just to be even, that's all I ever wanted. And the more of that I did, the closer I got to getting what I truly wanted. So that's for us older folks. You know, it's not too late. So the message is not too late. Take a serious look at what you're saying you want. I know for me, I'm in the final quarter of my life, the final quarter of my life. So now I understand why the older people get, the more willing they are to say the absolute unequivocal truth about things when it comes to other people and their time and their value and their worth. And I'm right there with them. And I'm speaking my truth, and I'm speaking my truth to myself. Okay. And here's the thing that I'm going to share with you. And this is for all three, the old, the middle, and the young. Recognize what your weaknesses are. Determine if you should be working on that weakness or not. Should you change that weakness and work on it to help your strengths become better? Should you hire that weakness out. I'm terrible at organization. So, you know what? Just hire somebody to come in and organize my office, to organize my house, to keep my schedule on point. I could hire that out. So you need to take a look. What can I hire out? What can I just get rid of? If I'm weak at that area, do I really need to improve on that to get where I say I want to be? Because I'm focusing on something that's holding me back, that's taking my time. Can you let it go? Or is it something that you got to improve? So when you're thinking about this, when you're thinking about where you are, where you want to go, is it something you can change? Is it something you can hire out? Are you telling yourself the truth? Or do you need to get some help? Maybe it's something you just need to get some help on. I see my sis is on Cheryl Jefferson, and she's helping people honor where they are so they can understand what they're missing, so they can tap into that, so they can grow. When you think about it, you have to honor yourself. Are you doing what you need to do? So let's skip down to the young people. So you're young. My son's 26, right? My cat DJ is 17. And they want stuff, man. I mean, they got things, they got visions, they got plans, they got goals, they got dreams. Cheryl's son is amazing. He's ahead of the game. He wants to be an investment dude. He wants to be an engineer. The things that he's already doing, he wants to be better at it. And he wants to grow faster at it. We want to drop time. We want to catch more balls. We want to close more real estate deals. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. But what I'm going to tell you is that you have to filter out and be so pure and honest with yourself about what your ability is. Do you have what it takes? That's number one. Number two, if you say, you know what, like I told you myself, when I was 17, I hit all the marks. But when I got to college, I kept getting hurt. And I started, this is unfair. And so I started having a pity party more than I decided to start working and believing. And trust me, for you young people or your kids that are listening, when I was in the bed crying because I tore my knee apart and I didn't understand why the kids that were assholes didn't get hurt. Why does the good kid get hurt? Right? The kid that believes in God and follows the Bible and all this other amazing stuff. Why did he get hurt? And I'm in the bed crying. I spent so much time crying. I didn't spend enough time rehabbing. And I rehabbed great. I came back full strength. I should have been doing even more. Less crying, more believing. So you got to believe. I shouldn't have listened to that scout that said, we'll go get a Michigan dude. I should have tried out anyway. If I really believed that I had the ability, no one else can step into your world and tell you what you can't do. But I had nobody in my ear, which is why I'm in your ear. Somebody's in your ear telling you, you can't get that promotion because you don't have this degree. You got 25 years of experience, but you don't have a degree. They lying. And if you don't know they lying, you're missing something incredible. They are lying to you. If you've been doing something, somebody asked me yesterday, it's like, hey, you're still doing the finance thing? Absolutely. Oh, are you successful at it? I'm like, I better be able to do it for 30 years. I better know what I'm talking about. And why I'm not talking to you today, Wednesday, we're going to talk about money. Why I'm not talking to you about money today is because all of these blocks stack on top of each other. Everything that I've been telling you stacks on top of each other. We talked about, do you believe? Today, we're talking about identifying your weaknesses, identifying where you want to go, and not quitting, and understanding that you have to figure out how to get past this. So my son, DJ, these younger kids, I'm telling you, listen, zone in, figure out how to have some fun along the way. Work your high parts off, but learn how to have some fun along the way. And tap into that inner voice. Start controlling. Be the master of your emotions. Be the master of your mind. Be the master of your body. I had my body mastered, but I didn't have my mind mastered when I was in college, right? I got more trouble because I was weak-minded, because I didn't have anybody telling and speaking life into me, telling me to believe in myself. Don't believe in what they were telling you. So I'm telling you, you can do it. I know you can. You were born to do it. You were bred to do it. Let me tell you something. There's no one person better than any other person on this planet. Yes, we have our specialties. Like Danetta said, yes, we have our extraordinary abilities. See, your problem is you haven't tapped into your extraordinary abilities. And when you have you seen it all the way through? Have you seen it all the way through? Because how many times have you heard about people stopping right before they hit that pot of gold? Go Google acres of diamonds. Acres of diamonds. So it's a story about a guy who went searching around the world for diamonds, and he sold his property to pack up and leave. And the person, I won't tell you the story. Acres of diamonds, go look it up. And if you don't look it up, I'll tell you what the answer is on, or what the results were on Wednesday. Incredible. So where are your acres of diamonds? And are you willing to mine them? And are you willing to continue to mine them until you strike gold? Are you willing to do that work unequivocally, no matter what anybody says to you, when they say it to you, how they say it to you? Because it don't matter what they say. Because here's the thing, they're not willing to do that thing I told you, that one little thing, they're not willing to do that. So they don't expect you to want to do it either. They're expecting you to fail just like they failed. They're expecting you to quit just like they quit. You know, there's several of you on here right now that I've had one-on-one conversations with, talking to you and discovering your uniqueness, discovering your opportunity, helping you, show you how to monetize your skill set. But I can't do it for you. You have to tap into it. You have to believe. If I believe more than you, it means nothing to you, right? It means nothing to you. It means everything when you go check in and God says, hey, I sent my boy to help you. I sent my boy to help you, and you didn't do it. What you want me to say? You know, there's so many opportunities for you. I wrote an entire book about how you can take these tools, what tools, and then the tools, figure out which tools are for you. So the name of the book is the 24K Life Code. There is a code. You have a genetic code that is just yours. And what I wrote was, how do you tap into your code, your thread, in this woven cloth, this tapestry of excellence in the universe? You have a thread. Are you tapping into it? Are you going to live it? Are you going to own it? Are you going to own it more than the person next to you? Or are you going to let your boss tell you, can't give you that job because you don't have a degree? Come on. Listen to me clearly. I want you to walk into this week with your head held high. I want you to walk into this week knowing that you have favor over your life. I want you to walk into this week knowing that if you put the work in, if you do the thing you truly don't want to do to get what you say you want, that you shall have it. But you got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. You got to shut down the noise. You got to turn off the TV. You got to turn off the radio, and you got to speak life into yourself. So we talked about this last year. In your subconscious mind, okay, and I point to the back of your mind, front of your mind, conscious mind, back of your mind, subconscious mind. You have what is called a reticular activating system, okay? And your reticular activating system says, once I have focused in on something, okay? So first of all, no, whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on being broke, if you focus on not having enough money to pay these bills, if you focus on what am I going to do to get my car paid, my lights paid, to get this deal done, if you focus on that, you're going to get more of that. If you focus on it's already done, I just can't wait to see the results. I just can't wait to celebrate. If you focus on the good part, not the lack part, then that part will expand. Whatever you think about expands. So I'm saying to you, be careful what you're thinking about, because it's kicking in your reticular activating system. And the way it works is, I give you an example. Have you ever had a friend? That got a new car and they couldn't wait to show you the car? And you go see the car, or they bring the car by your house, or you see the car. You're like, holy crap, I've never seen that car before in my life. It's an amazing car. It's a beautiful color. And they leave. And then for the next week, all you see on the road is that car. It's called your reticular activating system. That car has been on the street the whole time. You just didn't see it. But once you became aware of the car, you start to see it. How many things do you have blind spots to that are for your own good? How many things do you have a blind spot to that are for your own good? That's why you got to check your circle, because they're kicking back the blind spots that you already have. Girl, you don't need that, dude. Girl, you shouldn't be doing this. Don't go for that raise. You know what they're gonna say. Yeah, you need a new circle. Girl, you can get that job. Bro, did you work out? Yes. Did you eat right? Yes. Have you been doing it longer than 2 days? No. Well, you keep going, man. Keep going. Keep pushing. Build that momentum. When you build momentum, focusing on the right thing with your belief system, with your reticular activating system, you will be exposed. The right things will come into your awareness. And I promise you, you'll have it. You'll have it, right? I mean, like, what do you really want? That's the trick question. Because if what you're saying you want is a promotion, the question you have to ask yourself is, well, what comes with the promotion? More work. So you say, I want more money. Okay, great. But you're getting more work too, more responsibility, more liability, more opportunity to take a hit. If something goes wrong, they're blaming the boss. So do you really want what you're saying you want, or are you self-sabotaging? You know, I'm just telling you, you got to really dig into what you want. I believe that we all want recognition. We want to be seen. We want to be loved. And if we can be happy along the way and not suffer, then that's what we really want. And I can tell you, as a money manager, talking about money every day, thinking about money every day, I used to think, I want to be rich, right? And then when you get rich, you're like, shit, what else is there? What else is there? I mean, there's got to be more. And so then you realize that it's the journey, right? It's who you become in this manifestation process, studying, reading, quieting yourself, doing your work, doing the things you don't want to do. That stretches you to become that person. And then once you get the results, trust and believe God's going to drop in your heart, you can do more. You can do more. You're going to want something else. And so what we really want, think about it for yourself. What I really want is I want to be happy along the way. I want to be satisfied along the way. And at the same time, I want to still be hungry for more along the way. So you have to ask yourself, what do I really want? And then the second question is, what am I willing to do for it? You know, what are you willing to do to get where you say you want? Because the manifestation of your future is in you. God wants you to have whatever it is you want. I believe he's a macro manager. I tell people God is a macro manager with the ability to micro focus. But he don't care if you eat chicken or steak. He don't care. He cares if you're a good person, are you helping other people become better people? So I'm here to help you become a better person. I'm here to help you become the person that you want to become. And I'm here as an example saying, hey, you can do it. I did it. You can do it. There's other people that have done it. You can do it. We just have to get our focus right. Because see, think about it this way. All of you that want to win the lottery and want to be rich, why? And I'm not against being rich. I'm all for it. All for it. But why? So you can help more people, so you can have more things. Look at the people that were uber rich. Look at what they wear. Look at what they drive. They wear black t-shirts, jeans, and tennis shoes you can get at any Old Navy. Okay. They drive an average car. Look at these people. I'm telling you, if you want to look and see what money really does, it's not flashy. People with money don't say, I have money. They say, I'm going on this trip. They say, I was able to help these people. They say, I was able to do this. They don't talk about how much money they have or how many yachts they have. See, the people without money are the ones that's telling you what they make. So a guy told me yesterday, oh, so-and-so in our class, we had a little mini class reunion. So-and-so in our class is making blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, how do you know? Oh, he told me. And I just smiled and said, oh, that is so nice. That's amazing. But trust me, people with money don't tell you they got money. It's not important to them like that. Now, the security is important to them, but telling people they have it is not important to them because they've raised the bar. Now they know there's something significantly greater out here than just buying stuff. So what are you trying to do? I'm trying to reach more people. I'm trying to help more kids, right? You old people, you on your own. I'm trying to help more kids get there. See, Cheryl's on and I'm helping her. I just opened the door. She kicked it in, right? I cracked it open and she kicked it before I could get it open. And she's doing some amazing things that we're going to bring to you. But I'm not doing it for Cheryl. I'm doing it for Cheryl's kids. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for my kids. And it's not because I'm giving them anything. What I'm giving them is the answers to how to become their best selves. Giving them the opportunity to say, if you work, this is what you get. Giving them a shortcut. And that's what I'm trying to give you. When I tell you about your reticular activator, I'm giving you a shortcut. I'm saying, look, you can go Google it if you want to. You can read books on it if you want to. It is a scientific fact that what you focus on expands. You get more of it. It's a scientific fact that when you learn something, you start seeing it everywhere. You learn a new word, and all of a sudden you see it everywhere. People are using it. And you're like, shit, I never heard that word before. And now I hear it all the time. It was always there. You think it just surfaced? It was always there. You didn't see it. You didn't hear it. You didn't know it. So what are you blind to? And that's what I have for you today. I want to walk away with you knowing the game's not over. You can still win. I want you to know that you have to put in the work and you have to crack your own code. Don't go get on somebody else's diet. You need to understand what foods are good for you and your metabolism. You can read all the diet books you want. They don't mean ish to you. What works for me? Is eating one day enough for me? Should I be eating 3 small meals a day for me? Should I exercise once every other day or every day? I mean, you have your own code. And if you're not listening to me, I'm telling you, you're missing the boat. You're not paying attention to yourself. If you work out every day and you still haven't lost any weight, then you're playing around and you're not paying attention. And let's say you work out hard, you're just not paying attention because what you're doing isn't yours. So I'm here to tell you, if you're doing something on the regular and it's not working, it ain't yours. And don't be afraid to go through a different door because one of those doors is yours. And when you get through that door, you're gonna be like, oh my God, this is the door I should have been through this whole time. Listen, I'm Derick Gant. I want you to be your best, bring your best, leave nothing to chance. I'm gonna give you a couple things as we leave. So the first thing I told you to do was to look inside, take ownership of where you are. Second thing is identify your shortcomings and your weaknesses. Identify your shortcomings and your weaknesses. The third one is to own them. It's like AA. I'm not an alcoholic, but if I was, you have to own it. It's part of AA. You got to own it. I'm not good at this. I haven't given this much effort. I haven't gone all in. I haven't given my marriage everything I can give it in order to have a good marriage, but I want a good marriage and I want them to change, right? Hey, trust a brother. I didn't been there, done that. I didn't point at all the fingers with the other ones coming back at me, right? Thinking I did everything I was supposed to do. And then later you start really, really digging in and you go, oh, I guess I could have done that. And I could have done that too. And I could have tried that. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I got some ownership in this not working. The fourth thing is to verify that you're in the right lane. Are you in your lane? Because, you know, a lot of people like to get in somebody else's lane and tell them how they need to be doing. Are you in your lane? Are you in somebody else's lane trying to win a race that ain't your race because you're in the wrong race? So make sure you're in the right lane. The fifth thing, work on fixing your weaknesses. Self-mastery. So that means, should you be doing it yourself? Number 2 is, should you get some outside help? Should you get a money coach? Should you get a soul coach? Should you get a mentor? I mean, do you need to take another class? I mean, what do you need to do? And then the third thing is to just hire a solution out, right? So what's the difference between getting a supporter or a mentor and hiring it out? Hiring it out is, I'm trying to improve it. Like when you get a mentor or a trainer or you hire somebody to help you get better, they're helping you get better. But when you hire it out, you're like, I just ain't gonna do it. Like I'm not gonna organize. I'm not gonna do paperwork. I'm terrible at it. I don't want to be better at it. And I'm not gonna try to be better at it. But I need to be more organized so I can get more work done. So those are your options on that. And then the last thing I'm gonna tell you is that you have to go all out. If you want an amazing marriage, go all out at being an amazing spouse. You be an amazing spouse and then check in on them. If you want to lose some weight, then do all that, go all in. There's no cheat day. They say, oh, how many cheat days do you get? None. Go all in. Do everything possible before you say it doesn't work. And don't do what my brother and I, we have a bad habit of, we try something new. And if it don't work in 2 or 3 weeks, we give up on it. Right. But it takes up to 60 days for a change in diet to really, really take effect. I mean, you'll see some inches. You might not see something on the scale. You might see a few inches before that. But to really see the results, it takes about 60 days. But you didn't quit after 2 or 3 weeks. You didn't quit. I want to get this promotion. But you quit because your boss didn't change, but you changed. But he didn't change or she didn't change. They're still giving you ish, and you still responding the same way. Right? Or you responded nicely or better. You know, I know Coach Don don't like the word nice. You responded better, but then you quit responding better when you don't see the immediate results. You know what? Because sometimes it's not your boss that's going to give you the raise. It's his boss or her boss. It's the boss's boss that's going to step over them. But when you quit and you show that side of yourself that you shouldn't be showing, okay? So be willing to go all in. Are you reading? How many books a year did you read last year? My son is already on his 3rd book this year, 23. Are you writing? Are you training? And are you investing in yourself? So those are my things. So my answer is yes, I believe God has favorites. Yes, I believe I'm one of his favorites. Do you let me ask you a question before we go. Do you believe that you're one of God's favorites? So if you say no, he has favorites, but I'm not one of them, then you're saying God is limited in his ability to love. Right? He's limited in his ability to love. He's limited in his ability to gift. He didn't gift you anything, which we all know is total bullshit. Anyway, I'll let you answer by yourself. Does God have favorites, and are you one of them? Does God have favorites, and are you one of them? And if you are one of them, are you willing to tap in and find your thread and never let go? Are you Jacob? Are you Jacob that's wrestling that angel and says, I'm not letting go? You can knock my hip out of socket, but I'm not letting go until I get my blessing, because that's who I am. I'm not letting go until I make sure that I have met my measure. And my measure is to make sure that you put yourself in a financial position that you're not getting cussed out, told off, overlooked, sidestepped, that you're not getting phone calls because your rent's behind or your mortgage is late, that you're not struggling and living in financial disparity, you know. But I got to teach you these lessons as much as I teach you the money lessons, or I got to share these lessons as much as the money lessons, because there are money lessons. Do you believe that you're always supposed to be broke? What? Do you want your children broke? Answer me. Do you want your children broke? No. Do your father want you broke? No. What you going to do about it? Are you going to sit on your hands? No doubt, Cheryl. No doubt. Tara, no doubt. No doubt. I see you, Arthur. No doubt. I'm special. I'm unique. Yes. And I tell you one thing. I used to try to hide it, right? Meaning I ain't talk about it. I'm not going to act good or great. Who are you doing a disservice to? You're doing a disservice to God. You're doing a disservice to yourself and all the people that are depending on you. Or they might not even be dependent on you. They don't even know your tailbone exists. But they need you to step up and say, look, I was struggling. You don't have to struggle. This is how you cannot struggle. Because I promise you, listen to me very clearly. I promise you, my way is better than the way you've been doing it. Right? My way is better than the way you've been doing it. Take account of all that you have. Take account of all you've done. Take account of what you haven't done, and then determine if you can be better. And if you can be better, let's go get this thing. Let's go be better. I'm trying to get you to see my boy's thing. I don't wear nobody else's gear. You ain't never seen me in no gear other than 24K Life gear, except this gear. This gear is nice. It's nice. All right, listen. Now, I do master myself by making sure that I stay organized, okay? I don't know if you use a planner. You don't have to use my planner. I could give it a rat's tail if you use my planner. Somewhere Coach Dawn has a planner. It's a little bit softer than my planner. But listen to me. I don't care if you use our planner, but I will tell you, you need to wake up. You need to have a morning routine. I have taken you all through my morning routine. I've taken you through a mastermind class on morning routines. You need a morning routine. You need to command your day. When I wake up in the morning, I say to myself, I look in the mirror and say, Dad, gone, God is good. I do. Who else is going to say it? Ain't nobody else here to tell me that God is good to me. I'm healthy. I'm happy. Most of the time I look all right. I'm tall. I'm smart. I'm confident. I'm knowledgeable. You got to talk to yourself. You got to speak life into yourself. And most of y'all are like, oh, that's just so conceited. Fine. Don't speak life into yourself. Speak death into yourself. Let's see what's going to happen. See whose way is a better way. Cheryl, when you wake up, do you speak life into yourself? And she ain't even got to answer because Cheryl will call me or text me and leave me a voice message saying she talked to Daddy and he said had a word for me. So I know she's speaking life into herself when she's speaking life into her crew and her extended family and her new brother. So are you waking up speaking life into yourself? I am the best spouse on the planet. Are you telling yourself that? And here's how I'm going to get better. And when I get better, my relationships get better. And he's going to get better. And if he don't, guess what? You're going to elevate right past him. Cheryl said, you know I do. And then she added all day. Because that's what you have to do. Go find successful people and figure out what they do. Don't ask them, just watch. Just watch what they do. They tweeting that they up in the morning? Are they tweeting at 10 o'clock or 5 a.m.? And it don't mean nothing if you're not a 5 a.m. person, but what it does mean is that you need a morning routine. And you need to have a cadence to your life. Okay? You need to go to bed at the same time. You need to eat similar foods. You need to not have cheat days. You need to exercise. You don't have to spend all year, but you got to know what you want. So I know I said this before. Here's the last thing I'm going to tell you because it's really cool. It's really important. People get what they need. People get what they need. They very rarely get what they want. Do you hear me? Think about this. People get what they need. They very rarely get what they want. So the trick is to make what you want a need. I told this to a client yesterday. Was it Friday? We met Friday at a coffee shop. And I said, write down everything you need and write down everything you want. And on her want list, I want a house. She never owned a house before. She said, I want a house. And I said, okay, if that's this year's major goal, then we can't have it on our want list. We got to move it to our need list. Like I'm going to literally die if I don't get this house. That's how serious I am about my stuff. Like this is a need. Like nothing else is going to happen. Like I don't need to go on vacation. I need this house. That's going to help you dictate the actions that you take and the choices that you make to get what you say you need. But you can take what you want and put it on your need list. I don't care if you have to lie to yourself to tell you it's a need. So I'm Derick Gant. I want you to be your best, bring your best. Cheryl, you are an amazing and powerful therapist. People are set free in my presence. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep going, Cheryl. I'm pulling with you and pulling for you. Arthur, thank you so much. I don't think I've ever seen you on one of my lives. I'm so happy to have you here. My cousin, Kim. I love you, Kim. Kim reached out to me and said, hey, can you send me a budget sheet? I got to talk to these kids about money. And I sent her a workbook. You see what I'm saying? I was in where was we? Where were we? Oh, we were at Toll House. I was at Toll House. This is local group thing. And I preached to people. And I told you last week that my assistant came to me and said, after I did a Sunday Night Live talking about your worth and knowing your value, your worth, she came to me and said, we need to talk about my value and worth. And I didn't give her, she was worth it, a raise. And then the other day we were in Toll House and it was two young ladies. And one of them said, I was leaving and I was closing out my tab. And she says, hey, I want a smoothie. Can you get it for me? And I said, Corey, she wants a smoothie, get a smoothie. And the other girl said, well, if you buy it, I want something too. So I gave it to her too. And I'm not talking about being generous. That's not what I'm here saying to you. What I'm saying to you is that you don't get nothing if you don't ask for it. So you better ask for what you want and make it a need. I'm Derick Gant. Be well. Coach Dawn, thank you. Appreciate you too. Arthur, it was amazing. Kim, I love you. Get my little cousin on here. We need to get him moving. I don't know what he's doing, but he can do more. I need to get Devin on here too. Cheryl, Donetta, thank you. Always supportive. Be well. I don't have anything to tell you other than you are amazing. God gave you everything that you need. You need to own it, acknowledge it, and move in his grace and mercy from there. I ain't preaching to you because I've been swearing and talking about God at the same time. D. Moorhead, what's up? D. Moorhead, I know you know this. This is against Scott. What? I tried to tear that dude's arm off. Anyway, have a great night, you all. I love you all. Be well. I want you to have a great week this week. Be inspired, be blessed, and take command. Yep, Eric. I was talking about Eric. I haven't talked to Andre in forever, but I was talking about Eric. Yes. Be inspired. Know that it's in you, and all you got to do is work hard to make it come out. Be well, be blessed, and I'll get ready to play that theme song. Ready for my theme music? Dwayne, check out my theme music. Have a good night.
Yeah, it's time to live your life. Derick Gant, show them how to take it to the highest height. Hey, this is more than financial advice. Show you how to take control. Time to get your money right. Money management, I know that we all need financial independence. Yeah, it seems out of reach, but you can make it happen. Now it's time for some action, helping you with your finances. Yeah, we got a passion. Hey, ain't no limit. Now it's time to get it. You deserve to have a life how you want to live it. Secrets to success. Now it's time to get it right. Yeah, I'm talking all about that 24K life. Let's go. This the vibe. For real, I'm trying to tell you. Tell me if you ready to take it to the next level. Derick Gant, talking fitness and investment. Change your mindset and show you how it's all connected. Ain't no need to hesitate or delay. Only way to live life is a 24K. Hey, Derick Gant, let them know. Let's go.
Be well.